Well, everybody, welcome back to Viking Valley Farm. And today you're going to be hopping in with me as I haul some corn to town. This is about 6 days after we got started, or no, 6 days after I filmed the end of the last video. We've been getting good days in ever since. We're about a third of the way done with our dry corn acres. And just to show you here, 540 wagon full. Underfoot 630 wagon full. Brent 544 wagon way over there full. And our Parker 739 grain cart hooked up to the 235 Magnum is full. And in order for us to have a very productive day, I need to go get these unloaded in town before Dad's ready to start sending me off with loads combined from today. Elevator's been closing at 6 o'clock every night. It's been a struggle to get corn out of the field fast enough. Today, it's okay if I don't get everything dumped immediately because we have corn along a lot of woods down there. And there's a field back there that has a lot of woods wrapping around this farm. And it is much more important for Dad to get that done during the daylight. He was working on where I'm parked currently. He was working on that last night and has a few rows left in this field. And up further up here, we combine that for high moisture corn, a different variety. This is a sod field up here. So we actually have right here 3 different fields touching. It's not broken up by waterways or anything that are corn. Usually doesn't end up that way, but it did this year. And we've got 2 over there that are touching that are corn, and then there's a fence line back there, even though it's the same farm, but about quite a few acres back there. So we'll be here for a few days yet. We got a lot of our good ground combined, but that shouldn't take away from the rest of it. Everything has been spectacular so far. Cannot complain one bit. But let's hop in the Puma and get some corn to town. Alright, I will probably need fuel at some point today. Uh-oh. And let's get the flashers on. Beacon's running. And I'm wearing a cutoff today. It's October 29th. And it's going to be close to 80 degrees today. It just doesn't feel right, but it is what it is. A lot of the hauling that we've done the last 5 days has been on blacktop, so I haven't had to have the tractor in front wheel assist at all. But now we're back to hauling on gravel to get to town and to crawl those hills. I need that extra bite with the front wheel assist on the tractor. I know I said the next video, based on the last one, would be of the chopping and raking corn stalks for baling. Well, the TMR tractor we have not been able to get the PTO shut off yet, and we have not sent that in to get fixed. So we've had the 7220 running on the TMR mixer, which makes that thing look like a toy. But it's going to rain here the next few days, and it's really windy today, so we'll have time to make cornstalk bales. I'm not worried, Dad's not worried, the rest of my family's not worried, so that'll get done. It's just really nice to try and get as much corn hauled as possible before we dedicate a guy to doing that for a few days, and just slow up how quick we can get the corn out of the field. And I'm pulling back onto the scale after I just dumped, and we've got a semi in front of me on the scale, full exactly at 80,000 pounds. So whoever that driver is did a good job instructing whoever was filling that truck. Get it right on for over-the-road trucking. But I left the field 20 minutes ago, so hopefully I can make a round trip in about 35-40 minutes. She looks very full. Extremely full. And I do not have the fancy quick hitches on these wagons, which I'm glad we do not have them, because those things would jerk really hard. And when these wagons jerk, this tractor really feels as if we're on 30-inch tire spacing. Alright. Now I'm getting out the hookup. Going to town, it's super important to have our electrical working with our flashers. Because there are plenty of people out there that think that you have farm equipment and you can just pass wherever, and we use blinkers, we do. So remember that when you're trying to pass left when a piece of farm equipment has a left blinker on. And I should not be opening and shutting that door while I've got the back window open, because then it creates a wind tunnel and I might shatter the door. Which, thankfully, I've never done before, but other people have. So if you guys are following on YouTube and have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and go to the channel and subscribe. Viking Valley Farm, I've got 1,290 subscribers, and I've got 3 videos to put out yet, so hopefully that number goes up when you guys see this. But yeah, just a little plug there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So I'm back at the elevator, waiting for a semi in front of me to get probed, and then it'll be my turn to hop on. I'm back, but it's time for me to hop up in the grain cart. Uh-oh. That's not good. I've got to make a good approach to the wagon. I've only dumped into one wagon this year, and that was one of the smaller ones, which are easier to dump into, but I am right where I want to be. So PTO on. Time to rev her up. And open the gate. And we're dumping. And I'll put a little more in. And good enough. I see how good that looks. I'd say that's perfect. That's plenty of room. So I'm going to, the gates shut, PTO off. Oh, gotta put the tractor in park, and key off, and back to town we go. And I just dumped the last of what was on from last night. Load number 4 on the day. But I gotta run home and get fuel on the tractor. But I have a waving problem. Every time I meet a vehicle on the road, automatic habit to wave at them. Is it just me, or does everyone else do that? Like, most of the people, if I'm in town or on back roads, I know a lot of the people since they're in the area. That's one thing, but the strangers that I have no idea who they are, I'll give them a wave. But weighing empty. And I'm back at home now and got to fill up on fuel and def, or as other YouTubers say, YouTube farmers, government juice. Got the auto fuel shutoff nozzle. Had that for about 1.5 years. Really nice. We don't have to babysit the fuel tank anymore. And then that's what I was talking about, 7220 on the mixer. Maybe someday that might be its job, if we ever need a bigger mixer, but who knows. Back out to the field now after filling up. Got the cart running and the combine going on these terraces here. But I've got a load over there, so. And instructions were to not fill the big wagon very full, because that hill that you saw in the last video, I'm crawling up that one again, and the power hopping with a full big wagon is crazy. I don't like it. I'm currently with load number 6 for me on the day. Busiest day so far at the co-op. This is the second one that was combined from today coming up here. Hopefully I can get one more off before I got to go home and feed calves, but I feel bad for these guys. It's just trucks and gravity wagons coming in non-stop, and 3 to 4 people around, and lay down the scale almost doesn't have time to get a break. So, but that's what it takes to get through harvest. Everyone really appreciates it. So to those of you working up here at the co-op, if you're watching this video, thank you. So I was on my way to town with my 7th load of the day, and the tractor started throwing itself into neutral. So I'm turning around. I do not trust this thing going up the big hill or going through town where I get thrown into neutral and it's tougher for me to stop when I'm going at a higher speed, for the safety of myself and other people, especially since I would be going through town when school's getting out, which is a terrible idea. Did it to me twice. Only other time that this has happened to me was when we were doing longer hauls for corn silage this fall. It did it to me one time. And we are going to examine the manual and figure out what is causing this to happen. Check fluid levels, make sure all that, but I'm not gonna be the guy doing the troubleshooting because I gotta go home and feed calves now, which this is really too bad because tomorrow and Thursday, chances of rain. So yeah, not ideal at all, but stuff happens. The other day I saw a neighbor of ours had a tractor stopped full load of corn in the middle of the blacktop on a county road. So it's a green, red. They all do goofy things, especially these newer ones with electronics. Frustrating, but is what it is. That's farming. Stuff's gonna break. Not everything's gonna go right. And it just did it to me again. Oh, error code 2377. The 2 means transmission according to the manual, but the 377 part does not work. And when I put it in drive, now again I put it in park, and now I cannot shift up. So now I have to kill the engine and start it again is what I have found to work. I made the right call turning around. This stinks a lot. Oh man. And now it works that I can shift up and down, but this is so unbelievably ridiculous that a tractor should not be popping itself into neutral on its own. That's what you get when you have electronic whatever. Magnum would never, boxcar Magnum would never. But I do like this tractor. It goes a lot faster, helps with our efficiency compared to the 7220. And it's a few days after that combining video, November 1st, Friday morning. I got 2 bull calves ready to go to the sales barn. So 7:30, sun's just coming up. And last night was the first night the cows stayed in the barn. Winter chores have begun. But they're not sleeping in the pole barns, the switch cows. They still get to go out to pasture. But the other 70 get to stay in the barn. And we got rain 2 nights ago, and yesterday Dad got shut down in the field on Wednesday afternoon, and yesterday we were out all day. Hopefully Dad can combine today. Dropped from about 80 degrees on Tuesday, 70s Wednesday, and yesterday morning I milked in short sleeves to it being absolutely miserable yesterday as the day went on. Dropped below freezing last night, so we're hoping the ground is firm enough today that Dad can combine. We'll just have to reach over with the auger on the combine and fill wagons on the road. That issue with the Puma mechanic told us maybe we should try it again. They've never seen anything like it. And my great uncle was hauling on Wednesday and it happened to him again on the 4th load. So we're gonna let our implement our dealership figure that out. And the other night that this footage happened, last you saw was the Puma getting thrown into neutral, but that night we unhooked the grain cart and put the 235 on the wagons, and we had to quit that night too, because that tractor had blew a hole somewhere in the DEF system, spewing DEF all over the place. Got that fixed. Our dealership came out, got that worked out real quick, which is good. Thank you for the great service. And our TMR tractor is over at the implement. They're trying to figure out what is going on with the PTO not wanting to ever shut off while the key is running. So you turn the key over and it's the PTO's on. Just no way to turn it off. And so yeah, off to Lanesboro. Frosty morning. And I'm driving through Lanesboro now. And down here along the Root River, it is foggy. Extremely foggy, and there's the sales barn. A few trucks and trailers here today, but they had a large 1,000-head feeder sale last week, so hopefully maybe they aren't as busy today and there will be a big market for baby calves. And I'm off to run over and get lime for the floor and calf starter and some sodium bicarb that we've been feeding free choice that the cows have really liked now for probably a month. But sun's out, it's looking to be a beautiful day to get the fields dried out, and hopefully we can get some corn combine today. Well, it's the next day now, Saturday, November 2nd. Yesterday, Dad filled wagons on the road, parked them in the ditch, and that way we weren't making more compaction in the field than we needed. Puma's still down, so 235's dualed up, and I'm ready to take wagons to town. I'm very, very fortunate that this tractor started for me just now, because I found the radio on when I went in to climb in, so I was hoping I didn't have a dead battery, but we're okay and ready to rock and roll. This tractor having the duals on is a little tricky, especially getting in that door to get to the unload area. You just got a couple inches clearance on either side to get through with this tractor dualed up. Taking one load with this tractor to town, and man, I'd like the other one back. And this tractor does not have Bluetooth hooked up, or Bluetooth radio like the other tractor has. I normally have an aux cord in here, but it doesn't work very well. So I'm relying on the earbuds today to listen to what I want to, not have to listen to the radio. So backing up to my second load of the day. Dad is still not out here yet to start combining, but this tractor is way heavier than the Puma, and I think I'm in a good spot, so I'm going to go hook up. Last load that Dad combined from last night, and down the road I go again. I don't see the combine off in the distance, otherwise I would show you guys. But it is currently 12:54 in the afternoon. The clocks are going to change tomorrow, so at this time tomorrow it'll be 11:54. I absolutely hate the time change in the winter. I believe it's daylight savings. I absolutely hate it. I'd rather have the light in the afternoon than in the morning. This is a big debate across the country. I just don't get why we gotta change the clocks. I mean, kids are coming home from school, should be outside. I'm getting up before the sun comes up anyways. Like, I don't know. I'd rather have the light in the afternoon. People can enjoy the light when they get home from work that work normal jobs. Like, it's overall bad, I think.